Imperial could not close it out on their map pick. ODDIK took it in regulation. It did take all 24, but a 13-11 scoreline on their opposition's map pick brings us to the final map of this series. It is Overpass. Boggs and Pineapple Phillips in the commentary gantry. And we have ODDIK on the CT side as they've won the knife round. You're not going to pick T side start on Overpass. I don't think anyone has ever done that in the history of map vetoes. And Imperial are walking their way into B, where ODDIK have all these players positioned in towards sewers. Nobody on the side proper. Phelps closing the gap, but Ponter with a nice headshot on the Phelps will start things off quite nicely in the favor of ODDIK.
Rips the head off of one, rotates around, they're holding, they're looking. Henny, though, in the Chaos finds one. naitte from the pit, though, answers back. And there's a player on the site in Matios with no success, however. Woody finding one, Vinny another, trades back and forth that end in favor of ODDIK. It's a chaotic round as both teams encapsulate one another at various moments. The last alive, though, is Vinny on the offense, and no bomb. He's stuck towards short. He's caught by Woody. Very solid start for him on the double duel. He's at 3 kills on the pistol. ODDIK on the CT side of Overpass starting strong.
ODDIK finished very strong on Anubis, and they start off strong here on Overpass. It's a very good sign for them if they want to grow and get into the grand final here, Nate. They would not have to play 2 best of 3s tomorrow. Instead, they would give that luxury over to Imperial. It's pistols out for the T side. P250 on 2. Glocks on the rest. A flashbang for Vinny. ODDIK, 2 FAMASas, 2 MP9s, and a FAMAS. No defuse kits. They don't want to let that bomb go down. And naitte already starts it off nicely with the MP9 on to noway. Woody takes a dink, and he will have to back away. Maybe even toss it over to somebody like naitte or Matios, rather. But it's just going to be the pistols up against the SMGs and the rifles, so no real shenanigans should happen here, especially with 2 picks already going to the way of ODDIK.
Yeah, it shouldn't be anything too crazy. No major shenanigans. naitte and Connector, though, could be in for a less than ideal surprise. He tried to spot and probably spotted Bolts twice now, yet hasn't actually seen him, hasn't actually registered, and that works to Bolts' favor. Eventually finding the kill. Henny grabs the MP9, and now things can get interesting. Darren Connector needs to be careful against the MP9. He takes a lot of damage for that fight. Still trying to take it to Henny as well. He needs to be very careful. 45 seconds left. Bolts is going to run down along with Vinny. There's a player in the close corner. Not going to be checked, though, at least potentially not. It's Woody low on HP. It's a very scary spot for him to be given his HP, but the call. A lot of gumption. He's going to go for the flank. No one's watching for this. Now Vinny is. Never mind. Vinny's dropping for another gun. He'll fall back. Woody, after finding the first. Here the round should be cut and dry. 18 seconds. Not much control. Bomb's actually very far away, just looking for damage at this stage. Bolts finds another. Matios, though, drops Henny on sight. Bolts is trying to die at this stage, caught by the MP9 at range. A second in a row for ODDIK as they convert their pistol round.
That is more damage than should have been taken by ODDIK in that round. 2 casualties, not ideal. But they will reinvest here. Just 1 MP9 on Matios. M4s on Woody and naitte. Turtle and Ponter holding onto the FAMASas. AKs across the board on Imperial. Smoke only for Phelps. Vinny smoking Molotov. But here's where things really start to get interesting. This is where the map starts to unfold in half number 1. We'll start to see how teams are playing. I've seen a lot of people play towards tree at the beginning of CS2. It kind of took a stand down at the end of Go, Nate. And it's come back with a vengeance here in CS2. And honestly, as a Overpass enjoyer, I like seeing tree played again.
It's nice. The sprays are harder to hold for longer, as we know. Players are still kind of unfamiliar with them, so can't really spray people down to the tree as easily anymore. FAMASas MP9, pair of M4s, full AKs, and naitte stuck between a rock and a hard place. It's still alive. Might even find the first. Very solid damage. Eventually, Phelps behind and finds the kill spots the second as well, but Matios comes out on top of the second engagement, and he's looking for more. He's hungry. He finds a second on the MP9. Henny trades back, albeit at a tremendous cost to HP. Bolts on the lurk, has to open up the site. Make this a convincing one, stem the bleeding. 3 versus 1, Matios the last alive. He has the M4 towards long, but he's very far removed from the side of choice for Imperial. Probably going to go for exits, if I had to guess. 1v3 seems a little bit too difficult, but given in the HP, it is definitely doable.
It's possible, especially if we get Tenny there. Now there might be a case for a retake here for Matios, but he doesn't want to commit to it. He just wants to save instead. A hunt is there on him for Vinny to attempt, but I really kind of wish Matios would have gone for it after that initial pick. I feel like, oh my gosh.
Caught in the back.
Yep. Doesn't expect con, swaps to the knife, and just gets shut down.
Unfortunate. Go to sports bet on the board. Match pause call is a technical issue, it appears. Go full rifles again for Imperial. 4 of them AKs, 1 of them a Galil. No op brought out yet. And ODDIK should be on a save here as well. Their economy is not in the best of ways. Matios can afford a rifle, but no one else really can. Woody especially is at 1,400. It might actually be a double save. In which case they could go for a force buy.
Woody's on a double. Everyone else can buy up. That's a tough call. I'd almost want to see ODDIK call a tack timeout and talk this over once this technical issue is resolved. Because technically they cannot discuss anything other than the technical issue during a technical pause. So, we'll see. All right, start for Imperial so far. Just have to get out to a few more rounds of the T set of Overpass to really start to establish something. And I think for ODDIK, once Imperial get to the CT side, is where things get a little weird and a little messy. Because Imperial had a very solid CT half against the Redicanids for about half of that half. And then it just completely fell apart at the end. And then it just turned on the Jets again at the end of that into overtime. It was the most bipolar performance I've seen in a while.
Yes, it was. It's a haphazard investment, but an investment nonetheless. Matios on the op of all weapons is the one to start things off. He'll drop it over to Woody after he fails the first pick. Must have gone for a spawn-based peek. Bolts is out monster. It was a farmer passive working around prior. This round he's very much at the forefront. Awkward duel, takes lots of damage, but he gets the pick, and he'll get away as well. Fontaire trying to find a trade. Spots the toes of Henny and tapping away. Patient as he is, finds that, and a second. Albeit Bolts dropping turtle is a little bit unfortunate. A 3 versus 3, though. Definitely could work out for them.
They know the bomb's there.
No, the bomb is there as well. They're double peeking. They're still holding monster. Things suddenly become a lot more difficult for Imperial as Matios pushing forward. Could get a gun, could get a better position to hold the bomb. Imperial. This could prove disastrous.
He's got an AK now. Vinny. Jump peeks. Field and removed. Another player on the rotation is Phelps. Noway in Phelps. Have to find a way back in. Matios peeks. He dinks. He gets dinked. Nade will almost finish him off. Nice little dunk on top of his head by Phelps. Bomb is still down the stairs, and they're going to have to try and go for it. Fontaire, deep in monster. Well, not deep in monster, but he's in front of it. Slightly hits the shot on the Phelps trying to cross through. Noway spamming wildly, so is Matios. And Fontaire through the smoke. Does not care. He'll get the final kill, and ODDIK will win this force by extraordinaire round. That little bomb drop out towards Monster is what gave them the foundation to win the round.
Yes, it is. And the fact they had the audacity to operate off of it, pushing all the way through Monster with a 5-7 in hand, walking the whole way. Tremendous gusto required to pull off that kind of play.
Had the rifle watching for the stairs peak.
That's true. An AK versus an M4 at that kind of angle is definitely iffy to say the least. ODDIK. Regain the lead of 2 rounds. Send Imperial back to a weird half-buy/force with Phelps buying a Galil. Things looking good for them in the early goings. Again, Imperial, their T side had a lot of worrying cracks. We'll have to see if those persist once we get to the actual meat and potatoes of this half.
Meat and potatoes sounds pretty good.
I'm pretty hungry as well. It's 6 o'clock.
Same. It's 8 o'clock for me. And not quite sure what the time zone is over in Brazil for these guys. But Vinny's just been spotted, and he might be made a meal of. naitte one spams away. He's down to 1 HP. Vinny's done so much work to try and finish off naitte, but somehow naitte's alive as well. Well, I won't say well, but he's alive, and that's what matters. 1 for 1's not quite yet. naitte's, again, that 1 HP. Everything else, though, going the way of ODDIK so far. And Imperial are just meandering about and towards bathrooms, finally starting to work their way down con towards B. Turtle.
30 seconds.
Yeah, they gotta go, and it looks like they're gonna commit A.
It's back to their usual play. A late play A as time gets away from them. It's what worried us on their first series, and they're gonna go for it once again. Woody falling back, having to reload. There is support here. Woody won. Vinny, a good block headshot though on Matios, and Woody is tagged down. naitte will find the penultimate. The last alive was planted against Henny. He's found one, but not a second. The Deagle can't strike twice. Op recovered. Okay damage with 2 kills, but no bomb plant, which means there's no extra cash in the bank to give Phelps an AK.
ODDIK growing that lead early on, but it is still early. It'd still have to close it down in the end, too. Molotov towards top of T-Con will be smoked, and Phelps and company will let their way on out. They're not ready for it, though, but Woody and naitte are able to salvage things in the first 2 initials. naitte is still sticking around, finally drops back as Woody's probably calling for him, saying, hey, I'm not with you anymore, get back here. Don't give him a trade back, and they're going to Bogdan lot. Good start for ODDIK, but they still have to get a closer in on it. Bomb can be recovered easily enough. It's Vinny and Henny still working their way up top. Through the lane. It's not even a sand anymore, Nate. It's just a lane.
I still call it sands. It's a far more metropolitan park than what I would like.
Hey, where's the grass, man? Besides
There.
long.
It feels too manicured, too massaged.
Mm-hmm.
Which makes sense because it's Europe, but still. Three versus 5 remains, and again, time getting away. 35 seconds left thereabouts. Bomb is on the ground, and they're going to go towards A. Good flash for the opening. Bolt drops Woody, but Matios, in the meanwhile, did drop Vinny. Henny and Bolts. 2 versus 4. They have to retake the site. They don't have bomb on their back, and they have 20 seconds left. Pete comes in. Good shot from Bolts. But Turtle could just spot the bomb here and set it down the round in its own right. Bolts another, tying it up. But again, no bomb in 10 seconds. It's over. It's curtains. The bomb is gone.
Yep.
Turtle can just bide his time. Turtle racing forward. He doesn't know it. He's going to hedge his bets. His teammate falls, but he clutches the round. 5-1. Again, Imperial worrying oversights, fighting them in a big way. These are inexcusable mistakes.
They are inexcusable mistakes, and it's not the first time we've seen them show up. It's not the second or the third. It's like the 5th map we've seen these mistakes, Nate.
Understandable pause coming through. A frustrating round, to say the least.
It's a discipline issue, it looks like, for Imperial. And I'm sure Zach is not happy about it. I'm sure Zach is fuming. And for Imperial, they have to expect to qualify for this tournament. They come in here as the best team statistically, at least rating-wise, ranking-wise, into this tournament.
By a
And
margin, too.
Yeah.
35 versus, like, number 80. I guess the number did update season, right?
They updated today, so it's probably a little bit of a difference.
Number 33 versus number 60, I believe, is the update. Like, Red Canade's a second seed at 60.
Yeah, ODDIK's 127.
Yep.
I mean, ODDIK have some good players, like Turtle and Woody I've seen before. Ponter has been solid. naitte as well. Matios is really heated up. But if you're Imperial, you have Henny. You have Bolts. You have Phelps. You have Vinny. You have people who have played in major finals. You have people who made deep runs at majors. You need to have the discipline here. Because the way they're playing right now is textbook for how overdogs lose to underdogs.
It is. Relying on respect, running the rigmarole that you would expect to. Looks uninspired. Bolts is the only one that's really made anything look good, and that's on his lurks. Bolts' defense has always been kind of lackluster. noway swinging in. Explosive play with the Deagle, good for one. Trades back and forth, and the trades favor Imperial. In spite of the stack towards B, they dismantle it. Woody the last alive is rotating down. He's down below, but Phelps is on a very timely flank. There's a very real clock on Woody at this stage, and it looks like he's going for exits instead. This might just seal his fate as Phelps slowly closes the gap.
He's slinking down the stairs. And Woody will not be peeked. He will be moved eventually, whether by the bomb, or by a push, or by Phelps. Tick, tick, boom. Woody will be met by Phelps, who's going to get a free kill because Woody's got nothing but a knife out. And there's an op for Henny to use in the next round. Everyone survives on Imperial, which is nice considering the low HP on Bolts. And Henny too, but primarily Bolts. And the money for ODDIK is gone now. They have kind of survived to force buys and half buys, not necessarily clean victories, and this has come back to bite them. Timeout called now for them to figure out if they want to buy or save, it would be my guess. And given the money, I would say buy up. You're on double eco anyways, you might as well give it a go. And that seems to be the conclusion that ODDIK have reached as well. Now, what is the curveball? What is the fun play? What is the Hail Mary that they're going to try here to get this one over the line? Woody MP9 glass cannon for the op save? Nope, he's going in armor. But what's the cheeky little goofy play, Nate?
Water and or connector control, preferably both. That's my call.
Sewers crunch.
Don't even need to crunch, just need to have one on each. Maybe open the door with a nade or something similar. No nades, but you can still open it. Let's get complete control of the middle of the map. Play off that. Player looking towards party. Player in water, spotting the cross monster if there's no presence there in the other goings. But no, not the play. Woody going long. Deagle. On MP9, excuse me. Might rush it down. Now go tree.
Quad stack B. That is one of the decisions of all time, considering the buy. I mean, B stack on pistol is so predictable, right?
Well, they had a B stack last round and they still lost, even with rifles. noway. Finding one there sitting behind the smoke, no flashes to the support, no utility even possible. Connector taken by Henny, should catch, yep, there we go, Turtle, as I was going to mention it. Through the smoke. Ponter and Woody. Let's pick up the pieces. Woody here's one. And if he forces the issue towards connector, back connector, or towards, say, T-spawn, he could have spotted the bomb, but it looks like they're already recovering it. Ponter, paranoid about a flank, none such coming through. Maybe a B play, and the B site has been abandoned.
Ponter 5-7. Might as well just save this into the next round if you're ODDIK now, because there's no chance at all of even getting more than one kill. Take the MP9 armor into the next round, take the 5-7 into the next round, double stack something with those two, maybe go con, maybe go water, maybe do something cheeky. I would like to see an aggressive play, not fountain because of the range disadvantage, but con would be great, I think, with the bait and switch, bait the 5-7, swap in with the MP9. That could be a good idea. Yield some fruit. What say thee, Nate?
Something connector based. Imperial love to switch gears and go between A and B with connector and water. Challenge those areas or put a player in a sneaky corner.
Terrorists win.
Don't give it to them for free. We saw Henny work all the way up and shoot someone in the back towards water in the round prior. They're getting far too comfortable in that area of the map. Cut them off at the strong spots, at the rotation spots. Here in Overpass.
MP9, 5-7, a fountain play from the looks of things for ODDIK. Maybe they just all stand in con, but there's the MP9 in con. Molly on the stairs. Good read from Imperial to try and force away any of that kind of aggression. In comes a flash, too. They're going to go through the fire and the flames, and they will be burned by the spray, at least 2 of them. Woody takes minimal damage. He should grab the AK as he has armor. Pontero should toss that over to him. But maybe not. Maybe Pontero will sit on the AK and try and go for one-taps. No ways in water, though. Nade to blow open the door. Woody cannot really fight this. Turtle gets nothing done. Pontero isolated now. Bomb goes down. 1 for Pontero. Not quite the second, but he's still alive and kicking for now. The Molotov will burn him alive. And Woody, will he trade? No, he gets the guy dropping down the stairs, though, and flat around him. Honestly, good damage on the round for ODDIK, and they made something out of nothing here.
Yes, they did. They made it expensive, at least. I should hopefully chip into the economy of Imperial, who have built up a bit of a bank for themselves. Imperial 1 away from tying up the scoreline. They've come back in a pretty solid way. You get to see too many meaningful responses from ODDIK.
Yeah, it's been tough for ODDIK. It's been a very tough time for them. But one thing to be said about ODDIK is the fact that they've been resilient throughout this series. They brought it all the way back on Anubis. They were down 8-4, remember? They managed to bring it back. Another question is, what is their T-side going to do against Imperial on the CT? It's a very concerning point, because the old CSGO statistics don't bode well. Woody blows that smoke away, and we'll see nothing. Oh, spots the head of the jump Ross, and that'll be some information gained for Imperial. But naitte and Matios will get the flashbang combo, and maybe even a second. No, not quite. No way is able to shut that down. But 1.5 for 1. I think ODDIK will be somewhat happy with that, not quite chuffed. And now even worse as Henny drops Woody. Imperial starting to come back into this one, looking to take a lead into the second half. And Bold finishes off Pontero. Up to Turtle and Matios. Not the easiest road in a 2v4. No utility side from a nade and a Molotov. No flashes, no smokes. Only 1 kit. And a lot of empty space.
Yes. Turtle's had a very quiet 3rd and final. And the team needs him the most. He's been absent. 0-6. He's on A site. An unenviable position, given that he's alone. He'll try his hardest, but Imperial with 35 seconds left, they're probably going to go for this A site take. It's just Turtle towards Truck, towards Optimus.
So, Nate, what you're saying is when ODDIK needed him most, he vanished.
Yes, and I've changed my mind. It's not going to be an A play. We have Bolts again on his lurk. It's been constant. It's been persistent. This round's no different. Slowly through B, he realizes the site is empty. His double stack towards A will not pay off. Bolts has been a very influential lurk for this team. He's also been a spearhead when Imperial decided to pressure B in the early goings.
He's been very good this Overpass. But Turtle does get 1. So, Nate, maybe now it's his time. Do you think he can save ODDIK?
First is always the hardest. First is always the hardest. He definitely could.
Sometimes you just got to get the ball rolling.
It's true. Well, what was the reason that we gave that they took map 2? It was because they were also dead even on the fragging potential. Right now, 4 of them are. 7, 8, 8, 9. The issue is Turtle's absent. If he wakes up, it could be the winning recipe. All 3 for Imperial should survive here. Remind Bolts in towards Graffiti, not expecting the radius to be that wide, is caught. That's another expensive round, although noway has 12k in the bank, so it's not too consequential. ODDIK. Have the op, have an M4. They've used a second tactical timeout.
Another tack to talk it over. Naitte. What will he buy? Will he be dropped something by Ponter, who has no armor? Will he go SMG or even shotgun? There are possibilities here. And it looks like he'll go get an M4 drop. Matios will be the one on the MP9. That's an interesting call. But one thing that has to happen too, Woody needs to win the op duel against Tenny. He can't be losing the CT op duel. That really puts him in a bad spot. And his team as well. So we'll see if that can turn things around here for Imperial. Or rather for ODDIK, as Imperial are surging back into this one. 2 rounds to go in the half, and they are 1 round away from at least guaranteeing a tie scoreline. And potentially even a 2-round lead going into the final. In third and final half of this series. Third final half, I should say.
The third final half.
Yes. Naitte's exposed. This is a bad spot to be in.
It's bad, but it could be worse. There could be no smoke ahead of him.
Yeah, but he's got no support. He's got a drive fight against at least 2.
We saw this position work twice for Edkinids.
Well, that's because Imperial didn't clear their corners. So well, that's true.
I'm wondering, is Imperial going to clear their corners? That's the question I'm asking. What are you stuck? This is a far less enviable position. He'll get flashed. He'll still stay. A lot of respect. naitte drops Vinny. Noway and Phelps, though, find 2 trades towards long. And now that player bathrooms has a lot to do. Turtle chimes in, catches the lurking bolts. We've seen him lurk time and time again. He's finally been called out. Good adjustment from ODDIK. It's still only to tie things up. 40 seconds left. Imperial can still bide a little more time. naitte is still lurking in this power position on the trash can.
Noway shuts down naitte. It's into a 3v2 in the favor of Imperial. The Noway is very low. Ponter has come up. Turtle still on B. Ponter over the dumpster. Looking to do the damage. Looking the wrong way. Phelps comes through. Looking for it. And a team kill, actually. Makes this a winnable one from Turtle. He needs to really come out of his shell here. And now, if ODDIK want a chance at map number 3 and avoiding a matchup against another rematch, I believe. And, well, there's Noway for the final kill. He showed up again here on map 3.
Yes, he did. 6-5. Imperial at least tie it in this first half. They obviously want a slight advantage. ODDIK will invest 4 M4s and a FAMAS, lacking utility and no kit. Not the best advice for the CT side, but they've gotten very close to victory in quite a few rounds. Hopefully they can put this one over the line to keep it tied.
Try to run down Vinny and are successful, but Bolt sprays down both of them. That's a nice little pop and go from Bolts. He continues his very strong T-half of Overpass. It's impossible for him to hit a 3.0 KD, but he's pretty darn close to it. Matios will come from behind, though, and make it a 2.0.
Boost it up.
Yep. A little heaven boost.
Good one to find. 3v3, it's Phelps' turn on the lurk, and he might just blindside one quick monster. Times everything. He does not. Turtle. 6 out of his shell a little bit, finds 1, throws a Molotov for good measure. That player might get in front of it. Yes, he will. This Turtle here knows the answer. He's going to swing in. Spot the player jumping, though. Timing. Very unfortunate for Noway. He's not stuck in between a rock and a hard place and flying. Jumping, he'll find the headshot. That is unfortunate for Turtle.
That was a jumping spray.
Jumping spray to find the head. 2 versus 2. Ponter and Matios. This is Noway and Eddie. The smoke, 1 running monster. Ponter finds the first, the last alive. Forward short in the smoke. Around it, he'll find 1. The second is known as well, but he's not known towards monster. The flick is in. Noway steals the advantage for Imperial as we head into the halftime break.
sober when I'm with you. Somehow live in a moment in time where I was yours and you were mine. 'Cause when I'm alone I get lost in my head and I try to think back to the things that you said. But living without you is taking a toll. Feel like I might lose control. When I'm down and can't push through, I know you're the one I can turn to. You make me feel like someone new. 'Cause I'm never sober when I'm with you. One night together, I can feel the fire. One night together, baby, take me higher. You've taken all my love. I just want to feel your touch, yeah. Oh, it's one night together, baby, take me higher.
Imperial recover in a big way in the first half to steal away the lead on the T side. Pineapple Phillips and Boggs on the mic. And Boggs, fun stat. Imperial have led at the halftime for every single map in this series. 11-1 Nuke, 8-4 Anubis, and now 7-5 Overpass. The issue is that 8-4 lead on Anubis was not enough to get them over the line on that one. Can they get it across the line here on Overpass now that they have the defensive side advantage?
They should. I mean, the defense is their stronger side. It's the stronger side on Overpass in general. But they have to get the job done. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Imperial have to find a way to get this over the line. Because they've been below par today, despite having a pretty smooth, at least somewhat smooth, first series against Red Canids. This one started off well and has turned into a bit of a kerfuffle.
A true brawl. Bloody brawl.
Yeah.
Woody, first contacting connector, swinging open the door, spots Phelps. It's a far more passive pistol. Phelps walking by, spotted by Woody. No way, long bathrooms, alone and isolated. Well, spot one, not cleared, not given the due diligence, and he will not let that opportunity be squandered. Meanwhile, the T's have gotten up bathrooms. One player spotting is Bolts at headshot. He's forced away. Phelps in towards water. They try to crunch upon him, but he'll find the first on the Ponter. Woody in connector. Next. All three of them grouping up in connector. They want to go down towards B. Phelps out of ammo. He'll get one. naitte, though, finds the trade. And that player's still reloading the dualies. Can't quite get the bullets rechambered in time. Matios finds a trade. And an upgrade now as well. One in heaven, one on site, one towards graffiti to deal with. naitte and Matios both low, both coming from short. The issue is there's so many angles. A good push on the one. Bolts, though, does them both in from the side of the pillar. naitte and Matios both taken down. And an 8th secured for Imperial.
8 on the board and a critical pistol for Imperial. Deagle out for naitte. Deagle for Matios. Glocks on the rest and a nade for Woody. Turtle goes for a Zeus and then elects to sell that and buy a Deagle instead. So 3 Deags, 2 Glocks, 1 HE. A P90 for Vinny. And if it's Vinny on the P90, I'm not surprised. He's picked that up multiple times before. And, I mean, it's not hard to be good with a P90. It's hard to be bad with one, but noway goes down to a 1 Deag. Bonter finds Woody. Well, with Woody finds Henny. And, well, that makes things a lot more difficult for Imperial here. Bonter with the MP9 spams down the P90. Will he upgrade to it? No, he'll leave that resting at the bottom of Con. Phelps is still watching for this, though, and I like this discipline from Phelps. The only problem is Ponter flicks around, he's dead.
Phelps finally finds one. Some inroads. Bomb is still going towards A. Bolts has the M4, but he's a lot to do. Good timely nade. Lands on the Matios. Takes down naitte. They might find a way out of it. They might steer the ship out of stormy waters. Bolts from the flank finds 1, finds 2. Totally unexpected, totally uncalled. He finds 3. Actually, Bolt steals the first, but the point stands. It's a 2 to take on the world. Imperial still remain in the winner's column. 9-5, and that is a round that ODDIK should not have squandered.
They had that. Granted, they shouldn't have had that at all, but they had it for a moment. And it got ripped from their hands by Imperial. Now a 4-round lead for the CTEs, but the guns are around for ODDIK. The extra kills they got will bolster their economy on this buy up here. 2 Galils, good amount of utility, all things considered. And Henny going for an aggressive peek. Vinny on an MP9 on the Imperial side of things, and only 1 kit for the CT side. Bit of an awkward spot there in terms of utility. They're already quite sparse with 1:30 on the clock still to go. 2-2-1. 2A, 2 Con, 1 B. A slow, methodical round for ODDIK on the T side. But they are running out of racetrack and running out quickly. They need to get something on the board here fast, or they will risk the route of destruction and a rematch with Bestia.
Over toward short whiffs, the spray. Bolt's a rough spray as well, but he's the one to win it without taking any damage. Any SPAC bathrooms stack. We've seen the spot work to great effect multiple times today. We have a team flash, but it's not punished. Noway's heard stomping towards sign, towards map. Good flash in this time around. Henny spots 1. Might be overstaying his welcome. In fact, as Mateo swings, Noway trades on the turtle, but things are getting awkward and scrappy now. Noway runs away. They're both protecting his corner. Noway fighting out of it. Does not find anything. Instead, Phelps will. 1-2, and a third possibility. No, not quite. He gets the damage, but not the kill. Bolts picks up where his teammate left off. It's an expensive one with 3 falling. But they do rebuke the take, and they do secure double digits. Imperial looking to right their wrongs for map number 2. Take this series across the line on Overpass.
Be a good response to a lackluster Overpass against Red Canids earlier today. ODDIK, 3rd and final timeout being used, and they cannot full buy around this, naitte. At the same time, they can't really afford to let Imperial get 11. Bit of a catch-22 here. You'd like to use that timeout when you can get a full buy up. The only thing is that essentially concedes this round to your opposition, puts you down by 6 instead of just 5. So they're going to go all in here. They're gambling the house. With this half-hearted investment?
Scrappy. I'm sure they have something in mind. You must. There and Mateos keeping a little bit of money in the bank as his turtle. Woody and naitte. 500 and 150 respectively. So didn't get close to winning 4 spies like this before. Can they get it across the line when it matters most? All 5 up towards A. Right there. Towards party. Spots one, delayed reaction. And Henny tags another. naitte finds the first in the round. And naitte through the smoke finds another. Henny's grenade post-mortem finds one. But the advantage remains. What a shot through the smoke to give them life.
They've stalled out now. They're just biding time, grouping up for a later B take. Only one player here to defend is Vinny up in heaven. Phelps is in con, and Bolts is not too far away. No flashbang in yet. Woody has one prepped and ready to fly. There he lets it go. Vinny's now clued into what's going on. Sprays away. The second flash will not blind him either. He takes down 2. Vinny establishing control of the B side from heaven. Phelps coming in from con, up short, denies the bomb plant. And that was ODDIK's last time out, too. They can buy, sure. But boy, is that disappointing. They can't even get the bomb down. Imperial 2 rounds away from locking this one up and securing their spot in the final.
Imperial looking solid now. They deny the bomb plant, which would have critically given ODDIK a little bit more cash in the bank that might have facilitated an AK for naitte, for example. And some extra utility to Woody. So much more could have been done with the bomb plant, but the lack thereof could be crushing, could be backbreaking in this situation. It's full rifles, no ops for Imperial. Henny sticking on an M4 instead. ODDIK slowing things down. They have one showing presence B, one connector just in case of that push that we've seen quite a few times now. The remaining 3 walking up long. Imperial reading this well. Double stack long bathrooms could unseat this play from ODDIK.
noway, first contact, first victim. Woody wide swings out. noway able to convert. They still don't know. Henny's here, and noway triples it up. Hat trick on the board. 1 by 1 by 1. They come peeking in, and noway deals with them all.
Oh, no.
naitte gonna flash his way in. noway is taken down, but it doesn't even matter. His damage more than enough here to get this one over the line for Imperial. At least it should be. If they lose this one, then I don't know what to say.
Yeah, it would be a tremendous unraveling, but they won't let that slide. They won't let that happen. naitte and Ponter. 2v4. We have 2 players on B, one in heaven, one in graffiti. More hands off, but still it works. That step is heard by Vinny. Doubtless. Smoke towards short is the immediate response, along with the commitment down from heaven in towards sewers, in towards pit, excuse me. One there, will flash in for naitte. And again, with 2 here, seems near impossible. Flash is over. 3rd in heaven now to try and counteract. It does. Phelps finds 1. Last alive towards short with 10 seconds left. At this point, probably saving his gun for what will be series point. Imperial, incredibly solid on their CT side. And now 7 series points secured.
This is the CT set we saw at the beginning of their second half against Red Canids and also through overtime. The middle, the meat of that sandwich was ugly. But they've regained their form here, and they have really brought this to bear on ODDIK fully. Imperial, they choked away 4 map points against Red Canids earlier today. They have 7 to close it out now. They can do it all here and now with 1 victory. Bolts popping off, noway joining in. Phelps, Henny, Vinny, kind of just distributing here and there where they can. Galil's on 4, AK on 1. Utility is abysmal. 3 flashes, 3 smokes for ODDIK. And they're going to have to win this by dry fights for the most part. Not the ideal situation if you are ODDIK. And for Imperial, it doesn't get much easier to close it out than this. It all starts with this from noway. Wins the first, low HP on the second. Cannot get out of here alive, surely not. He fights his way to the death. He does a good amount of damage onto another, but Henny, very low in his own right. Holding into the A side, 3 players here, but naitte shows up well. Phelps 1, looks for 2, doubles up, has bolts here on the side to support.
Bolts, the penultimate, the last alive is very far removed. It's Matios, the lil in hand. No utility, actually 1 smoke, excuse me. No bomb, though, is the critical factor. As the third rotates up, that's Vinny now bolstering the defense, and bolts sit behind the smoke towards long, just in case. Matios, 35 seconds left, 3 to find. He's paranoid about every single angle. He'll walk up. This player spotting from the dumpster. Matios looking for it, finds the kill, catches him looking. That's the start. 25 seconds left, though. Bomb on his back. 2 to find at disparate angles. Bolts not even considered towards long. 13-5 in favor of Imperial. They do recover on the final map. They show us a far more solid overpass as well, as opposed to what they showed in the first series. But in my opinion, it should not have gone here. An 8-4 half on Anubis definitely should.